centimetres depth on average, about 1.5 metres at the deepest point. The mere was formed as a result of the glacial action about 10,000 years ago. As the glaciers around the West Midlands were retreating, lots of humps and hollows were dug out from the sands and gravels underneath, and what was left afterwards was bodies of water, and also we've got quite a lot of mosses within the West Midlands as a result of this process. So the mere that we've got here is literally just a hollow that's been infilled with water. Another important geomorphological feature that we've got on the reserve is the esker. You see on the other side of the mere there's a line of woodlands going all the way along. That is a sand and gravel bank which now has an oak and sycamore woodland on the top of it, which was formed in a particularly unusual way. An esker is when a meltwater stream travels beneath a glacier, and then the water underneath the glacier enters a standing body of water. So the mere at the time would have been double its size now, extending all the way back to the car park that we started at. So this water underneath the glacier was travelling at a very great speed, carrying with it lots of sands and gravels. It entered the standing body of water and deposited all of those large bits of sediment, creating a bank. As this process continued, the glaciers retreated as the climate warmed, and these banks were deposited in successive positions, going back here in a direct line east to west. So now we've got this bank that goes all the way along for a mile. The esker is one of the best quality and biggest examples of an esker in the whole of England, and is one of the reasons why Aqualate Mere is designated as a National Nature Reserve. The other reason that Aqualate was designated back in 1991 is because of its great numbers of overwintering wildfowl, which hopefully we'll see some of those this afternoon. The plan is to just walk along this stretch of the reserve, which we call the Mere Meadow, and hopefully we'll be able to see some wildfowl at the far end that tend to stay down the western end because it's a little bit quieter. So if we keep the binoculars and telescopes out, and then we've got a few of us have got field guides, so if you see any interesting duck species or whatever, then let us know. The main things that we're looking for today, hopefully pochard, teal, widgeon, tufted ducks. Also there might be some golden eye around, things like that. We've also got shell duck, and we've got a large number of swans on the mere at the moment, and gull roost as well, which is quite big today. We've got quite a lot in today. And then, like I said earlier, fingers crossed, starlings. So if we just walk along a bit, and then I'll talk a bit about the reed bed that we've got here when we've got a bit of better view. And if you've got any questions at all, then just let me know. Okay?
Can I talk about dredging the lake at one time? They successful on the part?
Yeah, we've got it coming in first for the swallows and the house martins and the sand martins and the dragonflies. We also get peregrines coming in to hunt on some of the smaller birds. And another particular rarity that we get here in the winter months is bitten here in the reed beds. We get overwintering bitten here at the moment. We also get booming males, and we're hoping to have breeding bitten here at some point in the future. So the reed is pretty much our most important habitat here, other than the mere itself. So we do lots of work to try and make sure that it doesn't scrub over and dry up, and also that there's lots of feeding habitat for the species that we're interested in. Not just birds, we've also got lots of different mammals. We've got 26 species of mammals on the reserve, everything from harvest mice, water shrew, to escapees from the deer park, fallow deer, and then Dorbenton bat, nocturals, pipistrelles, and then the kind of things you'd expect, like rabbits, squirrels, and badgers, foxes, and we also have water voles and otters. And unfortunately, okay, so I think we've got time to just walk a little bit further along, see if we can see anything towards that area of the reserve there, there's a cormorant roost there. So if we can get a little bit closer, then hopefully we'll get in with binocular range to see the cormorants, and then we'll start heading back. Is that right with everybody? This little bit here is very. The reason why they'll do this is during the day they'll go off and they'll find their favourite feeders and food. So Starling finds them where they like to feed and stay there until the food run out. And then they all gather around in the evening to roost together. And what they're doing whilst they're flying around is they're trying to find another starling that's nice and fat, nice and shiny, and looks like it's had a good meal. And then it will decide to follow that starling that should know where the food is back the next day. So the reason that they're swirling around is trying to find somebody that will show them where dinner is the next day. And that's one of the theories.
Wow, that's fantastic.
So they're starting to come in now.
Wow.
So they normally kind of come into the reed beds towards that end and it's getting quite possible now. So if we slowly start walking that way, hopefully we'll get a good sight. If anybody sees any species of interest that we want to point out, you can go ahead and stop and get the binos on them.
Do you like your stick? Barry? Oh, it's
Wow.